Hi, I'm Belle, and this is my tarot week ahead forecast for the week beginning April the 7th. I'm going to start off by telling you the very strong image which came up extremely quickly when I went into my meditation that I do before reading the cards. And the image that presented itself to me like that was of a frozen river or a frozen lake or an area of ice. So I can't tell necessarily the difference, but it was definitely frozen water and I was being shown a lot of it. So I thought, that's interesting, and it's interesting that that should come up so strongly and so quickly. And then I looked at the spread, and I think that one thing I want to start with is this, that this week can be a week of extremes. And when I say extremes, I mean it can be a week which provokes our fears. It can be a very strong week which makes us feel as if we have to face the worst possible situation. Or equally, it can be a week when we are given the opportunity to fulfill our dreams. Now, weirdly, both of those things can be true at the same time. And my feeling is that when I start a reading with an image of a great area of coolness, then that is the information. Stay cool, stay calm, because these extremes could be not as bad as you think, not as good as you would like. So staying in the cool place is absolutely where it's at. So, very briefly, this week, stay cool. So, having said that, I want to look at the rest of the spread because it's actually much calmer. Having these extreme representations gives us the, if you like, the container for this week. And as possibly many of you already know, we've got a solar eclipse, a total solar eclipse on Monday, with various difficult aspects attached to that. I think there's a Sun square Pluto. We also have this week, we have Mars conjunct Saturn in Pisces. So it's a strong time. Now, we already knew that. We're already in strong times. And I think that's why this week particularly, it's a week for keeping our feet on the ground. So fortunately, thank goodness, we've got plenty of earth in the chart here in the spread. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got at least 4 characters saying, let's just come back to earth, shall we? Let's keep our feet on the ground. Let's not believe everything that we are told, or let's not believe our fears, because our fears may talk to us very strongly. Oh, it's all over, we can't go on from here. Now, there may be circumstances in which that is true. However, those things will not necessarily be connected to your fears, but what they will be connected to is the opportunity for real change that allows something else to develop. So it may be true that our fears are provoked, but that doesn't mean that what we are afraid of is happening, has happened. It may very well be time for significant change, but we do not have to be afraid. Equally, it's equally important that we don't get carried away by, oh, all of my dreams have come true. Well, I'd also like to say that may be true. It may be true for some of us. All of our dreams have come true. How wonderful. Equally, it may be that our dreams are beginning to have some kind of shape, or we may be taking actions, or actions are becoming possible. So this is more likely to be the beginning of something which may or may not be dreamy, This is where we need to keep our feet on the ground. I mean, really, really on the ground. So let's try and see things for what they are. And if we don't know what they are, because it might not be clear to us, it might be that we're going, oh my goodness, oh, there's that, oh, there's this. Take a moment. Remember that place of calm, allowing ourselves to enjoy whatever that moment is, but just remembering feet on ground this week, because things may not be as they appear. We are in a Mercury retrograde, and that's one of the reasons why I'm saying this. We also have indications from the tarot that say this is a great time for either planting seeds for the future, putting your ideas into a place where they may grow. So this can be very literal, but it can also be in those things that we know that we'd like to do or be, but they're going to take some time. This is a card of patience and waiting. It's not galloping off. What we are doing is maintaining our relationship with the earth, whether that's through our physical activities, our bodies, dancing, gardening, walking, whatever we do, moving around our flats or our caravans, whatever we do, looking after the body, because it's always very important, but not rushing around, not being driven to rush around at this time, because otherwise we might just be responding to our fears. And that's not what this period of time is about. What it is about, I'm so pleased to say, is, I love it when we get lots of queens in the group, because the queens are very productive, they're calm, they're centered, they're authoritative, and they're very good for us. So here we have the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the Queen of Cups, and we've got this lovely card, the Three of Wands. And what this little grouping is saying is, again, we're focusing on where we would like to be, a little further down the road. So whether that's in our imagination, oh, I'd really like to create. I want to create something. Perhaps it's a new part of my working life or my income. Perhaps it's much more to do with my relationships. Perhaps it's much more to do with the way that I live. But here, what we are doing is preparing for the future. So, in spite of the weather, the literal weather, the emotional weather, the political weather, the period of time that we're living through, let's come back to that place of calm and notice how we stay cool. You know, what is your way of bringing yourself back to balance if you are provoked by your fears, or even if you are provoked by some extraordinary event which says, oh, life could be like this. The earth is your friend, stay close to her. Yes. And within this, it is possible, okay, coming back to the main body here, it is possible for us to have fun, to enjoy ourselves, and to receive. This is the gift card. So this period of time may very well offer us something that we like, something that would be good for us, something that's joyful, something, this would most likely be a connection from the past, who either comes into our lives unexpectedly or quite simply offers us something that we weren't expecting. The gift card gives us something that is going to feel good. Hurrah, given the temperature of life in the current period of time, something that makes us feel good, very welcome. So in spite of the fact that this is a strong week, all will be well. And especially, again, if we keep our feet on the ground, I'm just going to show you some examples of people doing exactly that. In this spread, I have many, I'm just going to take a few examples here, some of which you've already seen. Many examples of people with their, literally with their feet on the ground and in that very balanced place which says, do you know what, I'm looking after myself. I'm allowing my anxieties to calm. I'm looking after my body. I'm keeping myself well. So this is all part of this period of time. I'm sure all of this, or many parts of this, are familiar to you, because self-care is what it's all about in challenging times. So I'm going to wish us all a good week, an enjoyable week, a joyful, fun week, and a week where we can notice if life is going, oh, here are all your things you're worried about, oh, here are all your fantastic dreams, that we can bring those energies back to center and go, well, that's interesting. Let's see what happens next. Because, as I've said before, things may not work out in the way that you imagine right now. And they won't necessarily be as bad or as good as you think, but things will come down to earth. There'll be a shakeout, and you will know, and especially after Mercury goes forward again on the 25th of April, things will become clearer, if indeed they need to be. Have a good time. I'm aware that not everyone is experiencing life as an easy ride at the moment. And so if you find yourself in a situation which is deeply perplexing, and I've done quite a few readings recently for people who are really going through the mill, and if this includes you, then please do get in touch. I can help you, and we can do a short or a long reading, and you can get in touch with me by contacting below or going to Bell Bartlett on Messenger and just dropping me a line, hey Belle, interested in a reading. Okay, take care, bye bye.